Yo, what's up everybody? It is me, MVP, here with yet another episode for you guys. I hope you guys have been well. Recently, I've begun to read some interesting articles speculating that Generation 4 is coming to be soon released in Pokemon Go. So, according to Redditor and Piano 888, he reckons that and that's why Generation 4 is coming. If you guys want to read about the article, the link to the article is included in the description. Now, whether Generation 4 is coming or not, it is my duty as your Pokemon Go content maker to inform you that there is a list of Pokemons that can be evolved in Generation 4, such as Rhydon, Murkrow, Togekiss, etc. For the full complete list of new evolutions for all Pokemon, check out Redditor DWBab's Generation 4 summary chart, which is included in the description. And if you guys haven't already been preparing for Generation 4, such as hatching your eggs, going to the nest to find the chosen IV Pokemon, and putting the rare candy where the money is at, and of course farming for your Stardust, now is exactly the best time to do so. For today's episode, I will be putting together a team of my favorite mons that can be further evolved in Generation 4. And they are: number 1, Togetic with Hidden Power Electric and Dazzling Gleam. Number 2, Gligar with Wing Attack and Dig. Number 3, Magneton with Spark and Magna Bomb. Number 4, Tangela with Vine Whip and Grass Knot. Number 5, Murkrow with Feint Attack and Foul Play. Number 6, Piloswine with Powder Snow and Avalanche. I will go through briefly on how this team works. First up, Hidden Power Electric Togetic helps me to deal with water Pokemon, and Dazzling Gleam also deals with dragon types such as Dragonites or dark Pokemon such as Tyranitar. Gligar with Wing Attack helps me to deal with grass type Pokemon such as Venusaur, and Dig is to deal with steel or fire Pokemon. Spark Magna Bomb Magneton is primarily to deal with Lapras, water Pokemon such as Gyarados, and other fairy type Pokemon such as Clefairy. Feint Attack Foul Play Murkrow will be used to deal with psychic Pokemon such as Executor. Vine Whip Grass Knot Tangela deals with water and ground Pokemon and is one of my main DPS attacker on my team. Don't look down on it, right? You see in action. My last Pokemon, Piloswine, is one of my best DPS attacker, has Powder Snow and Avalanche to deal with Dragon, Grass and Flying types as well. So thanks to me local neighborhood friends, they have sponsored this gym with their Pokemon at my request, and I shall pit my newly built team against it. Okay, let's see what we are matched up against. So here we have ourselves a Pharaoh, Weeping Bell, Sceptile, Scyther, Hariyama, and a SNORLAX. Let's go! So in case you've forgotten, my Togetic has Hidden Power Electric, so it's gonna make short work of this Pharaoh, as you can see. Now Pharaoh is down, and we are up against Weeping Bell, and Weeping Bell being grass and poison typing means that I got to switch out to something else, and I go to my Piloswine in this instance. Alternatively, I could have gone to my Gligar, which I've mentioned before was to deal with grass Pokemon, but I was still getting used to my team. Anyway, Piloswine takes it down with ease, and now we're up against Sceptile. So Piloswine with its double ice move is gonna be super effective against the Whipping Bell and also Sceptile as well. Look at how much damage Sceptile is actually taking. So no problem at all. My Piloswine, like a boss, is gonna take down the Sceptile with ease. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention is that all my Pokemon are powered up to level 35. So yeah, that is the team that I'm using. And this is just an appetizer fight, I guess. Because all these bonds that you're seeing now is up against a Scyther. I can also use my ice type moves against the flying type that Scyther has, and it's super effective. So Scyther goes down. So obviously, as you can see, this gym doesn't have that many high level mons and stuff. So maybe people can say that it's an unfair fight and stuff. But I did this as a tribute to my neighborhood friends who are so kind to build me a gym for me to test my team up against. I really had no idea how my team was gonna do, but we will have the more serious fights later on. Over here, my Togetic now is gonna be fighting a Hariyama, and Togetic is supposed to be really good at resisting the fighting moves and stuff because it's fairy and flying at the same time. Just be careful that Hariyama sometimes carries steel moves, Bullet Punch and Heavy Slam. In this instance, Hariyama's bulk, HP and defense was able to let it survive my Togetic's attacks and stuff, but I'm able to finish up with Gligar with Wing Attack. So right now I'm up against a Snorlax. For Snorlax, I think I'm gonna stay in with my Gligar. Alternatively, I can also go out to my DPS attackers, which is the Piloswine or my Tangela for DPS. But I think in this instance, I'm just gonna stay in with Gligar since I'm already on Gligar, and as you can see, I'm using Wing Attack and Dig, and they do good damage against Snorlax. And now I go out to my DPS attacker, which is the Piloswine, and I'm gonna take it down with the Powder Snow and Avalanche. Alright, now we have defeated the Snorlax, which is the last Pokemon in gym. Let's take a look at how the team that we have built fares. Let's take a look and see who is still surviving. Okay, let's see. Alright, so it's not too bad. I didn't even actually get to use Tangela, Magneton or Murkrow. I only just used the first three, which is still not too bad. I'm still getting to be familiarized with myself with this team, but I would say it's not too bad. It's actually working quite well. Right, now on to the next fight. These next few fights will be more intense, where we will see more meta relevant Pokemon while we are using this pre-evolved Gen 4 team. In this fight, we face off against a Dragonite, Tyranitar, Kangaskhan, Ariados, Aggron, and Camerupt. Let's go! So first up, the opponent is gonna lead off with a Dragonite, and we are always gonna be switching out to Piloswine, because Piloswine with its double ice, powder snow and avalanche combo is gonna be deadly towards Dragonite. Look at the DPS of that. So Piloswine, definitely the go-to for all the Dragonites. Dragonite, yeah, take that, man. Can't even get your Draco meter going. Right, next one we have a Tyranitar. And then Tyranitar, has the rock moves, so I can't stay in with my Piloswine. I gotta switch out. I switch out to my Togetic because I thought that me being the fairy, I'll be able to use Dazzling Gleam against Tyranitar. But of course, this Tyranitar has Smackdown. As you can see, it deals so much with me just on the fast attack. I'm gonna switch out to my Tangela right now, and my Tangela has Vine Whip and Grass Knot. And as you're gonna see right now, Tangela is gonna show itself to be one of the best DPS attackers on my team, simply because of the 2-bar quick charge from Vine Whip as well as a fast move. So it's gonna take down Tyranitar with ease. And there you go. Now the next Pokemon is gonna be a Kangaskhan, and I don't have much HP left on Tangela, so I guess I have to sacrifice my Tangela, but I will try and chip off as much HP from Kangaskhan as I can. As you can see, yeah, I managed to fire I think one charge move, and that's about it. Right now I go into Magneton, and Magneton is actually not a very good matchup against Kangaskhan, but I forgot because Kangaskhan has ability to learn Mud Slap, which is a ground move, which is super effective against Magneton. But Magneton has the charge moves as well to be the DPS. And now the opponent is going to send in the ARIADOS. And for bug Pokemon, alright, I've always got my Gligar in the back ready. And Gligar has ground and flying, so it's going to resist Infestation. Right now this ARIADOS has Infestation. And as you can see, ARIADOS is also going to be firing a couple of cross poison to me as well, but because I'm ground, I survived like 3 cross poison, and I take down ARIADOS with the wing attack and dig combo that I have. And right now Gligar doesn't have much HP, so I'm gonna have to stay in against this Aggron and try and hope for the best. I can only do like 2-3 wing attacks, and I go out to my Magneton. I'm gonna be switching out to my Murkrow simply because Murkrow has the dark moves, and dark moves are neutral against steel and rock. So I'm just gonna chip as much HP away from the Aggron as I can, but the Aggron has Stone Age, so Murkrow is gone. I just have to push through right now with my Magneton. I managed to do so with the Spark, and right now I'm up against Camerupt, and then you can see that this Camerupt is gonna be a problem for my team because in normal circumstances I'll be using my Gligar, which is the ground type, against the Camerupt, but both Magneton and Piloswine are weak to fire. You know, they're not really suited for this situation. But we'll just try and push through this Camerupt. Yeah. So one problem with my team setup, as you can see, is that my team is actually quite weak to rock and fire Pokemon. In this instance, we have a few over here. We have the Tyranitar, Aggron, and we have which are rock Pokemon, and we have the Camerupt as a fire Pokemon. Even a Camerupt can be so deadly. So yeah, we managed to scrape by that battle, and right now we are going to go into the next battle. This next battle is gonna be the toughest fight for our team, because the Pokemon here are so tough and bulky in taking hits, as well as dishing out hits of their own. It's gonna take really strategic placement of each Pokemon. So let's see what we are up against. A Snorlax, Alolan Executor, Tyranitar, Rhydon, Aggron, and a Kangaskhan. Wonderful, man. Let's go! Being up against a Snorlax, I don't really have much choice because I just need to use DPS stuff to take down the Snorlax, because Snorlax is just that bulky and I don't have any fighting moves. So Magneton, I don't have my main use for Magneton is basically for water Pokemon or like against the Lapras, but there's no Lapras, there's no water Pokemon here. I'm just going to use it to do work against the Snorlax, you know. And you can see it's actually doing quite a bit of work. It managed to push Snorlax down to yellow, and now I'm gonna switch out to my Piloswine. Remember my DPS attacker, so hopefully just push through and do as much damage to the Snorlax with the Avalanche. And Avalanche is putting in work, doing all the hits. And there we go, that is Snorlax down. Next up, we are going to face off with Alolan Executor. Alolan Executor, being dragon and grass, is going to be twice as weak to ice again as well. So that's why we're going to just stay in and look at how much damage that ice attack just did to Executor. Yeah, take down the Executor with ease. Next up, we have a Tyranitar. So we are going to check the moves of this Tyranitar with our Piloswine while doing as much as we can, because yeah, we just have to see. And yeah, it has Bite, it doesn't have Smackdown, so this is good news because after my Piloswine faints, I'll be able to send in Togetic, and Togetic is going to be able to resist the Bite and Crunch, which are dark moves from Tyranitar, while dealing as much damage. Especially I'm trying to fire off as many Dazzling Gleam, which I managed to at least get Tyranitar down to rate. Togetic, you did your best. So now I'm gonna go into my Tangela. And one thing that you can notice from all this battle system in the gym, right, is that it's quite bad when one of your Pokemon faints and then it tries to send in the previous Pokemon, which is not what you really want to send in, and you take unnecessary residue damage and stuff from switching. So this is something that I hope that Niantic would improve with the design and all. But right now we are up against a Rhydon, and Tangela putting in work, killed the Tyranitar, and now it's just taking down Rhydon. Rhydon didn't even get to use a charge move. That's how good our Tangela is. Now we are faced off with an Aggron, and now this is where the problems all start, because we are out of pretty much all the usable Pokemon that we can. So I'm just gonna have to go to my Murkrow after my Geiger is sacrificed to the Great Aggron God, and try and push through with my dark attacks against this Steel and Rock typing Aggron. And the only thing I can hope for right now is to eat as much Aggron's HP as I can. I'm able to get it down to like about half before I get devastated by a heavy slam. And now Tangela comes in. Now my Tangela is just limited because it's up against a Steel hard body Aggron. So that would be me. I'm out of usable Pokemon. But yeah, as you can see, there was still a Kangaskhan at the back of Aggron, so we didn't manage to get through 2 Pokemon. But remember that these mons are not fully evolved because Generation 4 is not out yet, and in fact these Pokemon are actually very usable in the main Pokemon game because of their abilities and help items, which Niantic could always flip a switch and introduce to the game to make for this Pokemon to be usable. But for now, we will move on to the next battle. Finally, we have a Lapras defender. I don't know why there's a Totodile in the gym, okay? The opponent is also using a Gyarados, a Kangaskhan, again. How many Kangaskhan must we fight, man? Victory Bell, and a Blissey. Let's get this party started. So we are faced off with the Lapras. We're gonna switch out to our Magneton, and Magneton with Spark and Magna Bomb is our go-to counter for Lapras, because you know it's hard steel body, resists Lapras ice attacks, and we do super effective damage with Spark. And Magna Bomb, even though it's neutral damage due to Lapras water typing, but because of the 3 charges, we're able to fire off so many charges and such a fast rate that Lapras doesn't even know what's gonna hit it. And look at that, we're gonna take down the Lapras. Now, I'm sure you guys are asking like, why are we fighting this thing? Alright, I don't have a choice, okay? It's not my fault that someone put a Totodile in the gym. Okay, just pretend you didn't see anything. Okay, no, there's nothing. Okay, moving on. We'll see the next Pokemon is a Gyarados. Okay, and Gyarados is twice weak to electric. That's the best. But our Magneton doesn't have too much HP, so we're gonna sack our Magneton right now, and we're gonna go into Togetic. Okay, remember that the Togetic has the hidden power electric. I cannot emphasize how important that is because I specifically chose it to deal with bulky water types. So let's see. Look at how much damage the hidden power electric has done. And also this Gyarados has outrage, so Togetic's gonna take it so well. It's gonna, in fact, take another one and live. That's so boss, our Togetic putting in work. Now up next we have a Kangaskhan. So at this point Togetic has already done really well. Don't have much HP on Togetic. We're gonna sack Togetic, and we're gonna send in Tangela because Tangela is our DPS, and we're just gonna use Tangela against Kangaskhan. I thought that it has Mud Slap, but apparently this Kangaskhan also has low kick from the animation, so we will still take it down with our amazing DPS. Up next we have a Victory Bell, and Victory Bell is the evolved form of the Weeping Bell that we saw earlier in the first battle. So we go straight into Gligar. Gligar is our ground and flying type, right? So we'll take all this grass and poison attacks from Victory Bell like a boss. Victory Bell has nothing on us, but we're gonna take it out with wing attack and dig. That's so good. So you see, the more you use your team and you understand the different Pokemon that you're up against and your own Pokemon, this will allow you to know which Pokemon to switch into and which you can't switch into. So now we're up against a Blissey. This is Blissey being a Blissey, so we just need to go for DPS. So that's why I switched in to my Piloswine, and let's try and see how many Pokemon we can preserve at the end of the fight. Right now what I'm doing is I'm also, as the fight is going on, I'm also looking at the screen to see what charge move this Blissey has, and looks like this Blissey has Psychic. Alright, so I'm paying attention to the moves, I'm paying attention to the HP on my Piloswine, and I think that I can live another Psychic. So I'm just gonna wait to for the Blissey to use another Psychic, and once he has used another Psychic, like now, I'm gonna switch out to my Murkrow, okay? Because before the Piloswine, I want to keep the Piloswine. Gonna go into my Murkrow. Murkrow has Dark typing, and it's gonna be able to take the Blissey's Psychic. And I'm just gonna sit here and peck at it, or not really peck at it, but like Feint Attack and Foul Play, and I'm going to use Murkrow to just finish this Blissey off. So this is a good tip for you guys to remember to check and scout out the moves of the defending Pokemon, and this will help to increase your team's survivability. Mwahaha! Use the Murkrow to kill a Blissey. That's so good, man. Right, let's take a look who has survived. And look at that! We have 4 Pokemon out of the 6. And with good placement and strategies, you can also find that you are gonna be surviving this kind of battles and stuff. Obviously, this was one of the best battles that I have of today, because the previous one had rock and a lot of fire Pokemon, that was giving me my team trouble, because I told you guys before that my team has difficulty against rock and fire Pokemon specifically. But this is an example of like when we are up against a water Pokemon and certain specific Pokemon, my team actually do really well. So guys, that's all for today's episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed me using the Pokemons that can be further evolved in Generation 4. These are my favorite Pokemons, and don't be offended if I didn't use your favorite Pokemon, alright? Don't be that petty, okay? I hope you guys know where to put invest your Stardust and also your candies, okay? I'll catch you guys again. Peace out, everybody. See ya!